So, if you haven't been paying attention, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been standing up for all of the Jeffrey Epstein victims, and she's been a big advocate for releasing the Epstein files. And it looks as though that may have ruffled Donald Trump's feathers, because Donald Trump kind of went after her a bit yesterday and said he's not sure what's happened with her, and it seems like she's lost her way. Now, in this video, we're going to see her, like I said, stand up for the Epstein victims. But when questioned on Donald Trump's actual involvement, she refuses to mention him, and then also refuses to even accept the idea that Donald Trump may be a part of the Epstein files. As usual, let's watch the clip in full. I'll give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
First of all, your reaction to what you've just heard from Amy Wallace.
Absolutely mesmerizing. I did my best to listen to every word, and I'm very much looking forward to reading Virginia Giuffre's memoirs.
Why do you think the Epstein files haven't been released so far?
You know, that's something that I don't know the answer to, but it baffles me. To me, this is the easiest one to do. This is standing up for women and children who are raped, who are victims of sex trafficking, and this is for victims that are facing horrible consequences right now due to abuse. And I can't understand why this has been seemingly the biggest fight in Washington, D.C. It certainly shouldn't be. It's a general consensus across America that most people don't understand why these files haven't been released and fully support them being released. And that's why I've done everything I can from I work on the Oversight Committee. I'm participating in the current investigation we're doing in the House on the Oversight Committee into the Epstein case. But I also signed my name on a discharge petition in the House to release the files.
Yes.
I think this is the most common sense thing to do, and it's the right thing to do.
And obviously, your president, Donald Trump, campaigned for his second term, saying he would release them. Do you think he has something to hide?
I don't think so, because I've talked to so many of the women who are just lovely women, and they've all praised President Trump. Their attorney even said he was the only person that helped them. And so none of them have accused him. And I think he has nothing to hide. I just don't understand it myself. And you know what? You want to know something? Pretty much everyone campaigned on release the Epstein files.
But Donald Trump has recently described the files as a Democrat hoax. Is he wrong?
That's what he said. Here's the thing, though, is all the women have said that he never did anything wrong, and their attorney said that Donald Trump was the only one that helped them.
Okay, so what's going on there, Marjorie Taylor Greene? What do you think is going on there? Because he campaigned saying he would release them if he became president. He could make this happen.
Well, this is something you have to ask the President of the United States. I certainly
what do you think?
I don't speak for him. But my understanding is that for some reason this is not being released, and I don't understand why. And so that's why I'm doing my part as a representative in the House of Representatives to support the women and, of course, victims everywhere.
The Deputy Attorney General has met Ghislaine Maxwell in her prison on 2 separate occasions. What do you think is going on there?
I think they went looking for information, but this woman she's a liar. She's convicted for the crimes that she committed. You know, so I think you have to take at face value anything she says. But also, I don't think that we should care what she has to say. I think the information needs to come out. Not only the information that the FBI has, but also the information that the CIA has. And I would also call on other foreign countries, one being your own, the UK, to release any information that your country has on the Epstein files, as well as Israel or any other ally that we have that may have classified information on Jeffrey Epstein and the people he surrounded himself with that had abused these women, as well as maybe any type of business deals that he had.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense there, and I think many countries could release information.
You probably heard Amy Wallace a few moments ago calling on Prince Andrew to step forward and explain what he knows, who he saw in those mansions, on those jets, on that island. Would you agree with her?
Absolutely, I agree with her. Prince Andrew should step forward. Our former president, Bill Clinton, should step forward. He was on that plane, I think, over 26 times and visited the island. I would say anyone that was a witness to what was going on, the best thing they can do is to come forward and tell what they saw. But this is so important for victims of rape and victims of human trafficking. And if we as Americans, because I'll speak on behalf of my country, if we as Americans don't hold our government accountable when victims come forward and they tell law enforcement they've been raped and they tell who did it, it shouldn't matter how powerful or how rich these people are. They should be held accountable.
And it's interesting, you mentioned public support for the release of the files a little earlier. I was looking at one poll today, almost 3/4 of Americans and 67% of Republicans want the files out there. It's unusual for Donald Trump to be on the wrong side of the public, isn't it?
Well, I'm no surprise at those numbers. I'll tell you something interesting. I track all the calls that come into my office. And even today, calls were coming into my office saying, release the Epstein files. People call in every single day. No matter what issue is going on in the news here in America, people still call my office every single day and express support for releasing the Epstein files. It's pretty hard these days to get Americans to agree on anything, but an overwhelming majority of Americans definitely want the Epstein files released.
You have offered to read the names of the Epstein client list on the House floor. Why would you do that when these people haven't been convicted?
Well, you know, Amy said something extremely important. Is she pointed out that not only Virginia, but many of these women, they came forward and they told the police what was happening, and they may have spoken to the FBI about what is happening. And these important law enforcement officers and entities and agencies should be the ones that hold them accountable. And these women put themselves in a very vulnerable position. If they come out and name names, they put themselves at risk of being sued. They put them at risk of, public scrutiny, which is so hard to go through, especially when they've endured something so extremely painful. So I did offer for them that if they wanted me to, I would be willing to read the list of names on the House floor.
Are you cross with your president?
No, I'm not.
No?
Actually, I love Donald Trump. I'm one of his biggest supporters.
But not on this issue.
I support the president, and people, just because I may disagree with him here and there doesn't mean I don't support him. I've supported that man for years, long before many others did.
Thank you very much for your time this evening. Thank you.
So, I don't know about you guys, but what's quite interesting for me is Marjorie Taylor Greene in that clip exposed her hypocrisy when it comes to the Epstein files. And the reason as to why is, if you heard Victoria Derbyshire, she asked Marjorie Taylor Greene about Donald Trump's involvement. No, he hasn't got nothing to worry about. No, I don't believe he's got anything to worry about. But then further on down the line, she says her former president, Bill Clinton, who obviously, of course, was a Democrat, he needs to come out and let people know about any information, same as Prince Andrew. Why is Marjorie Taylor Greene not calling on Donald Trump to come out and do it? You see, Marjorie has really exposed herself there, and I believe that's the reason why Donald Trump chose to call her out yesterday, simply because she has turned up the pressure on Donald Trump. She's turned up the pressure on Donald Trump because now somebody who has been a massive MAGA kind of advocate has now stepped out and said it's time to release the Epstein files. If Marjorie Taylor Greene believes that Bill Clinton should be forthcoming with the information, why does she not believe that Donald Trump should be? Why is it that she said that Bill Clinton should step forward, but when asked about Donald Trump, she told Victoria Derbyshire, you need to go and ask Donald Trump that? Hypocrisy is shining through in this. And that's even though, you know, we can look at it as, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the way that she's going about it is still going to have people giving her a bit of a side eye. Because if you really cared about the Epstein victims, you wouldn't care about the collateral damage. You see, people that are on the left that I have seen, this is what their stance is. Even if Bill Clinton has something to do with the Epstein files, guess what? If Donald Trump has to go down and Bill Clinton has to go down, they both have to go down. Anybody that is involved with the types of allegations that it is that's made against Jeffrey Epstein, not even the allegation, sorry, what he was convicted of, guess what? They need to be held accountable. Democrat, Republican, Independent, right here in the United Kingdom, Labour, Conservative, it doesn't matter. They need to be held accountable. Now, let me give you guys just a bit of insight and understanding when it comes to Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Trump's name appears in government and investigative documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, but no evidence directly implicates him in illegal activity. Okay, that's the first thing. Trump's contact information was found in Epstein's black book, and he traveled on Epstein's plane, but once again, there is no evidence of illegal activity. Trump was informed by officials, including Pam Bondi and the FBI, that his name appears multiple times in various Epstein-related records. But once again, that doesn't implicate him in any illegal activity. You see, based off everything that's out there in the public eye, there is more reason for Marjorie Taylor Greene to say that Donald Trump needs to be forthcoming with information versus someone like a Bill Clinton. She was so quick to say Bill Clinton needs to come forward, but Donald Trump hasn't got nothing to worry about because all of the people that she asked never said anything bad about Donald Trump. Well, did they say something bad about Bill Clinton? Did they? If they did, you need to be saying that. Because if they didn't, as well as not saying anything bad about Donald Trump, well then why would you not hold Bill Clinton to the same standard you're holding Donald Trump to? Is it because, like you said, you love Donald Trump at the end? Are you being biased when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein case? All of these things are just quite interesting. I'm glad that she's standing up for the victims, but if you're going to stand up for the victims, you need to do it in a bipartisan way. You can't be trying to lean to one side or the other when it comes to this. And I honestly believe Marjorie Taylor Greene exposed herself and exposed her hypocrisy when it comes to Trump and the Jeffrey Epstein files. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on this clip. And let me know if you guys saw the hypocrisy there or whether it was just me. Let me know down below in the comment section. I appreciate you guys. And while you guys are down there, do me a massive favor. Give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 75,000 subscribers. I appreciate all the support, all the help you guys have given me up until this date, up until this point. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next clip.